أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Here we are again in Pakistan International School Taif virtual learning system, and this is our class 5 social studies book which we are following, and I am your teacher Saeed Ahmad Lagari. So here we are today learning lesson 3, life in the desert, which we have learned in the last lecture, so it is continued from the page number 13. In this lesson, we will learn about number 1 vegetation, number 2 animals and people, number 3 a desert country, number 4 desalinated, and number 5 end of lesson question and answer, and we follow the work page and solve the work page also. So here we are starting from page number 13. I am reading vegetation. Desert plants have few leaves and thick, fleshy stems. These plants are usually spiny. The thick stems store water. The spines prevent desert animals from eating the plants. The roots of desert plants spread very far in search of water. However, they do not usually go very deep, so that when it rains, the root can absorb the water before it sinks into the ground. So now separately we are talking about, here are the spines. So these are the spines which prevent the desert animals from eating the plants. So here we are. So spines help a cacti. Look at this one. These are the cacti plants to thrive in desert environments by providing multiple functions. So these spines providing a multiple functions. They protect plant from the predators like as animals, and provide shades and help to regulate the temperature and reduce water loss, and even help the plant to spread and reproduce. So these are the spines which are very helpful to the desert plants. Now, number second, we are talking about the roots of deserts. So look at here, the roots of desert plants spread not very far. So they are spread not very far in search of water. However, they do not usually go very deep, so that when it rains, the roots can absorb the water before it sinks into the ground. So these are the roots of desert plant which help the plant to absorb water in a longer time in a hot season. Here we are talking in page number 13, animals and peoples. Deserts may be dry and welcoming, but they are not without animal life. Lizards, snakes, scorpions, foxes, jarbas, and headgags, insects, and birds live in the deserts. In Australia, there are kangaroos and wallabies. So these are the different animals which are living in the deserts. So in the Thar, Arabia, and Sahara deserts, camels are used to transport goods and people. The camel is known as the ship of the desert because it can travel for many miles across the sand. It can store water. So these are the different animals which are live in the desert. So these are the desert animals. So next page is continues. The camel is the ship of desert. So camels for a many miles, they can go across for a many miles across the sand. It can store water for a long time. so it does not need to drink often. Its flat, padded feet do not sink into the sand. It is a long eyelashes protect its eyes from the sand. It can also close its nostril to keep the sand out. In these ways, it is adapted to life in deserts. So this is the camel picture. So these are the humps which store the camel's hump which store the water in a longer time. So it does not need to drink often. Look at here. These are the its flat padded feet do not sink in the sand. So its long eyelashes protect its eyes from the sand. It can also close its nostrils to keep the sand out. So these are the ways it is adapted to the life in desert by camel. So the human population of desert, so look at here, these are the human population in desert. The human population of a desert region is very low. The harsh climate, lack of vegetation and water, and the mostly undeveloped land do not attract people to settle there. Mostly nomadic tribes like the Badu in the Arabia, the Tuaregs in the western Sahara Desert, or the Bushmen of the Kalahari lives in these areas. So life in a desert is not very easy because of why there are few peoples are living in the deserted area of the different countries. So a desert country. Saudi Arabia is a country that lies almost entirely within a desert. Today it is one of the most developed countries in the Middle East. This has this has been possible because in Saudi Arabia, as in many other desert countries, there are vast amount of oil. Oil is the source of energy for industry, transport and power. Average needs of everyone needs oil. Saudi Arabia sells its oil all over the world, and with the money it gets, it is able to improve the life of its people. So we are living in Saudi Arabia. So the dependency of the Saudi Arabia peoples are on mostly on the oils, but in few areas of the Saudi Arabia there is also a lot of irrigation, and they are self-made in different types of the like as a wheat. So this is the deserted country like as a Saudi Arabia we have talked. So here the oil is the main source of energy in different industries, transports and power. So now we are learning the page number 14. A desert country continued from the page number 14. In some parts of the country, there is a cultivation where the land is fertile. So in the last page, we have learned, look at here, the different parts of the country Saudi Arabia, there is a cultivation and production of a different vegetation. There are no large rivers in Arabia, but only seas, seasonal streams. Water from underground sources is pumped up and distributed. In other places, salty seawater, look at here, So these are the different rivers which are to be flow from the Arabian countries. So water from the underground sources, it is pumped and distributed. And in the other places, salty water is desalinated. So what is the meaning of desalinated? Here, the water is, these are the plants of desalinated water. The water is located in this picture. The water is taken from the sea, which is salty, then makes it into a fresh water or drinking water. It's changing into the drinking water. So in other places, salty water is desalinated to make fresh water to be used by the people. Vast wastewater is also recycled and used for sanitation and irrigation. Working in the deserts is uncomfortable. It is very hot. Food and other goods have to be brought from distant places. There are few trees to provide shade. There is a little entertainment. Traveling from one place to another is mainly by road and not always easy. Between the cities, however, one can also travel by air. In Saudi Arabia, the oil companies have set up a well equipped and comfortable housing colonies with modern facilities for their workers. Today, desert countries such as Saudi Arabia are very rich. Small villages have grown into large cities. Many modern air conditioned hotels, hospitals, schools, offices, and factories have been built in these cities. So, look at here, the life in a desert is not very easy and it is very difficult. So, this is end of our chapter number 3. So now we are completing question and answers. Here, continued in a page number 14. So these are five questions are giving in this page, and we are solving these questions. So now here is question number 1. What are the continental deserts? How are they formed? Answer: the continental deserts. These deserts are in the middle continent. Winds do not bring rain clouds so far inland. The Gobi Desert is an example of continental deserts. So this is the answer of question number 1. Question number 2. What are rain shadow regions? So its answer is given here. In some places there are mountain range which block the winds that brings rain clouds, rainfalls on one side, but on the other side, which is called the rain shadow areas, the land here often gets so little rain that it becomes a desert. Question number 3. Why is the population of a desert region is so low? So here is the answer. The human population of a desert region is very low. The harsh climate, lack of vegetation and water, and the mostly undeveloped land do not attract to settle there. Question number 4. What sort of vegetation would you find in a desert? Answer: desert plants have few leaves and thick fleshy stem. These plants are usually spiny. The thick stems store water. The roots of desert plants spread very far in search of water. However, they, they do not, here is some mistake. So it is, they do not usually go very deep. So when it rains, the roots can absorb water. So now the question number 5, how has Saudi Arabia became a rich country? Here is the answer. Saudi Arabia produces most of its wealth through the sale and export of petroleum products, of which it is the world's second largest producer. So, the question and answers of this chapter are finished. Now we are doing our work page. So, work page, page number A, find the words in a dictionary or on encyclopedia. Write a sentence to explain each words. So I have solved this exercise A. So what is the meaning of Badu? So its answer is an Arab nomadic are the people who are living in the deserted area in Arabia are called an Arab or Badu, an Arab nomadic. Siriko, so what is the meaning of this? Siriko means hot and gusty wind from the North Africa to southern Italy. Wadi. First we are solving number 4 and then we are coming to the 3. Nomad, one of wandering pastoral community is called the nomad. Cactus, a desert plant having a fleshy leaves. Now we are going on number 3, Wadi. A rocky water course, dry except after a heavy rainfall. So it is called the Wadi. So the exercise B I am giving you for your homework. So you can write the words below in the appropriate columns. So here are different columns. You will choose these different words and where it comes. So this is your homework. So this is our end of class 5, third lesson we have completed today. So thank you very much all and wish you all the best.